No.
Okay. It is February 24th, 2026. We should probably change the year on the agenda at some point. This is the City of Somerville Conservation Commission. My name is David Turn. I'm the chairperson. Pursuant to Chapter 2, Acts of 2023, this meeting will be held remotely. And why don't we start with commissioner introductions? I'm going to call people in the order I see them. Susan,
Hi, I'm Susan O'Brien, I'm Commissioner.
Megan,
Megan Kearns, Commissioner.
Michael,
Hi, I'm Michael Fager. I'm a commissioner.
Newt,
Newton Tedder, Commissioner.
and as I said, I'm David Turin. I'm also a commissioner. Malik, I will hand it over to you to start us off.
Malik Drayton, conservation agent. Um, what exactly am I supposed to be starting off? Okay, so here we go.
So,
So
well,
today
before you start, I checked a little while ago. There are a couple of attendees that are waiting to join. Are they in? Yes, they are. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So here we have with us Kate Bossingham from the Office of Sustainability and Environment. And they were inquiring about a compost program at the community gardens. So I invited her here today to make such inquiry with the appropriate party.
All right. So, Kate, the floor is yours.
Great. Um, so yeah, I'm Kate Bossingham. I sit in the Office of Sustainability and Environment. I'm the environmental policy manager there. Malik, did you want me just to jump into it, or are we still doing intros? Okay, great. Thank you all for having me tonight. So basically, I'm also the project manager for the curbside food waste collection pilot program in East Somerville. And as a part of that pilot program, which you may be aware of, we have funding to do a compost giveaway for the public. And so kind of in the early stages of starting to plan that compost giveaway, and we thought it would be really great if we could host the compost giveaway at a community garden, particularly the Glen Park Community Garden in East Somerville, since that's where the pilot program is located, and it could kind of serve as a advertisement for people who, see the compost giveaway, come to pick up some compost, and then we could get households signed up. But it would be open to the public. Anyone would be welcome to come. Um, so I have a lot of information and kind of would love to chat details with the coordinator for the garden. But that's the gist of it, is that it would just be a compost giveaway. We're hoping for the first week in May, which is when the Office of Sustainability hosts something called Sustainaville Week, which is like a week-long programming for sustainability activities. And so we would just slot this in at some point during the week. Yeah, so I will stop there. I'm happy to take any questions you all have about the
So two things. Do you know Cindy or Malik, if any of the people that we have from the public are from Glen Park Community Garden by any chance? Okay.
I have
So we
no
may not.
clue, but I could allow them to speak to it if they so wish to. There's two attendees who look like they're members of the public.
So that was my first. Yeah.
I have a question. Kate, can you explain to us how this would work? You said giveaway at Glen Park, and that's all you said. So what's the plan? How's it going to work? What are you going to do? As a citizen of the city, if I wanted some, what would I do, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, so I think a lot of other communities that have curbside uh, food waste collection programs do some type of compost giveaway that's like usually through the vendor that they use. And it's kind of a way to like bring back the benefit to the community of like you've kind of had the food collection and now you can come back and pick up compost. So like in Cambridge, for instance, which is where I live, so I'm very familiar with it, like you just find a space for the compost. In Cambridge's case, it's been at the central library, so it's just kind of on the sidewalk, takes up, the space that's available for it. It's for a few hours during the day, and then anyone who's walking by can bring any type of container that they would like to fill up with compost. The vendor that we're working with will have staff on site to help kind of people fill, whether it's like a little mason jar or whether it's a bucket. You can take kind of as much compost as you'd like home with you. So it's a pretty
So,
free-form event, and it's also something that we can discuss with the garden coordinator to kind of like fit to the space in terms of, how much compost and timing and things like that.
so it'll be like a discrete event from 2 to 4 on Saturday, May, whatever.
Right.
And so after that, the compost would go away again, or would be left at the community garden.
If there was any extra compost, it would be it would definitely be available to the community garden if that would be of interest.
Okay. Another question is I know that the service that the city is using, the garbage to garden,
Hmm.
if they deliver compost to their clients on request, is this pilot do not include that benefit?
The pilot program, it's an extra cost to receive compost, even if you're participating in the program. So
Yeah.
you can request that. I think it's slightly subsidized by the program, but it's not like a free benefit.
Okay. So it sounds like that we'll probably have to continue this conversation to next month when we have more gardeners on, although Cindy, or Malik, now that you understand perhaps more of the dimensions of this, you can reach out to Glen Park, unless you guys want to have our own discussion about where we want to do it. Although I think Kate's logic that it be at Glen Park makes some sense, since that's the part of the city, where the pilot is being I don't know, run.
Was there another park also? Another garden that was mentioned? Is Glen and which other?
I think I only mentioned Glen Park initially. I think we may have a possibility of doing a second event. I think with the vendor, Glen Park would be the priority first because that's what we'd like to like associate with Sustainability Week. But if that's successful and there's interest from other gardens, then I think we could do a second event after the fact, maybe like into the summer sometime. But yeah, Glen Park is kind of the priority just based on the way the pilot program is structured.
How are you going to publicize this?
Yeah, absolutely. Once I wanted to coordinate with the garden.
But how?
Oh, yeah. So I guess we have a lot of avenues that we've publicized the pilot program through. So um, we did a text alert to people in the area. We have social media channels. We can do a press release. We can do flyers in the area. We can reach out to the schools. I think we would really love to get some visibility with like families that are, at pickup coming to pick up their children.
How well did it go? I mean, I actually never heard anything about what participation is like, and how many households joined and what percentage of the eligible households joined. Do you have that information?
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've looked like at exact up-to-date figures, but we have probably around 280 households currently enrolled in the pilot program. So we still have quite a bit of space for households to join in the pilot area, but we're happy with the numbers we have so far. And
How many households are in the pilot area?
So as far as eligibility criteria in the area, they have to be in a building with 6 units or fewer, so it's not all households. They also can't already be paying for a curbside composting program. And yeah, I think that's it. So I think I'm trying to remember exactly what the number was. We're aiming for 1,200 households to subscribe to the program is what we have space for. Yeah.
Okay. Do any commissioners have any other things, any other questions, anything else they want to discuss about this?
Well, Cindy, could you just put Kate in touch with
I can, yeah, so it's Leanne who is the
Leanne?
coordinator for that, and I can put you in touch with her. She's the coordinator for that garden.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I'm hoping the program will expand to Winter Hill, for example, although I currently have garbage to garden and I live in a building with more than 6, so maybe I wouldn't be eligible for it, but um, it'd be wonderful if it came community wide. I did hear about it
Yeah.
and was excited about it.
Great. Yeah, I would love to be put in touch with Leanne and kind of share
Yeah,
details
and I was just going to say, I don't think there's any reason to wait to March meeting to discuss it. There's no reason. I think unless I think someone had some real structural problems or concerns with, Kate going forward with this, I think we should just put her in touch with, the Glen Park Community Garden Coordinator.
I guess, can you share the best way for maybe email with me and I can just email the two of you?
Yeah, that's great.
Do you want me to
Malik, what's the best way to reach out? Can you just connect the two of us?
So yeah, we could me, you, Cindy, and Leanne could all just be in correspondence pertaining to this, and then anything relevant I'll pass along to the commission or the gardeners or both.
Yeah, Malik, could you start that email chain?
Oh, that works.
Because you're the one
Yeah.
that has everybody's email address.
Yep, that
Do you
absolutely
need
works.
Leanne's email address?
Nope, she emailed me earlier.
Okay.
Perfect.
So let's see. It would be Cindy. And
And it seems like a great program, especially if there's leftover compost that could be used by the community garden at the end of it. It seems like a real benefit as well to everybody. So I think it's great. See how
It's
it goes.
also
I'm interested to
supposed
see
to
how
be,
it goes.
oops, sorry. It's also supposed to be really great in terms of keeping the rat population down.
Mm,
Like putting the compost in buckets instead of trash cans that can be chewed through.
yeah.
Absolutely, though. Waste separation is a big perk to control rodents. So yeah, and I'll explain this when I talk to Leanne, but we can kind of adjust the amount of compost for the space. So like depending on, what the capacity is for the garden, I think garbage to garden recommended between like 10 and 35 yards of compost. So we could kind of, budget bigger if it seems like there'd be a interest in having some leftover compost. Kind of try to plan on that.
Awesome. That's great.
all right. Starting.
So as I mentioned actually before the meeting formally began, there was some confusion about, having our annual community garden program meeting tonight.
Yep.
And although I think that this was appropriate for us to have, this compost discussion, unless anyone has a strong objection, I would propose that we table the rest of the community garden discussion until March.
I have no objection.
Sounds good to me.
And then maybe Cindy, you and Malik can coordinate on making sure that the gardeners understand that this has happened and we're back to March, which is what I understand they may have,
Yep.
what they thought initially.
Yeah, it is a big group of gardeners, and so it's hard to change in a
Dates.
like short term, to do a quick turnaround on that in terms of changing dates. So I think that they are all planning for next month.
Well,
so
that's fine, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are confused by the messaging that they have gotten and
Yeah.
think it wasn't going to be next month. It happened tonight and they missed it. So it'd be nice to make sure that message is clear.
I will email them all.
Alrighty.
Let them
And
know.
that is sent also. You are all in contact. Kate, Cindy, and David, I threw you in there too because you're chair.
Okay,
So
thank
we're
you.
all in a-
Great. So, so Kate and Cindy, at least if you don't, you're welcome, of course, to stay, but I think we're going to move on to other items on our agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you
See
for
you
having
All
next
me.
right, thank you both.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
thank you
Kate.
both for coming. Thank you, Kate.
I
So
have a question before we go.
yes, please.
Just correct me if I missed something here. We were supposed to do the big new stormwater discharge pipe into the Mystic tonight. Isn't that correct? And is that the one you're saying is now moved to April?
Yeah, so they
Yes.
moved it to March and then they moved it to April. After, expressly wanting it to happen as quickly as possible. So they did have a hiccup with DCR, whereas they weren't able to get what they needed from them in time, or they didn't notify DCR in time. So whatever they need from DCR is now tied up until April.
Okay. Just so I want to just make sure I fully understand what's happening here.
Yep.
Yeah. So the thing, Michael, was originally we were anticipating that hearing happening tonight.
Yeah,
And so
that's what.
that's why we moved the garden committee meeting to March. And then when they did the flipperoo on us and they wanted to have the hearing for the super separation in March, we tried on the fly to move the garden
Yeah,
committee
the garden
to
people. Yeah.
February. And we didn't do that, and we didn't do that very adroitly.
Yeah. And then also, yeah, yeah, you got to remember the sense of urgency that was behind the MROS too, which is why we moved it and had that site visit as well. Um,
Right. And the notion of doing both on one night
No,
seemed
yeah,
not a
Yeah.
good idea.
yep.
so
So,
that's how we got to where we are tonight.
Okay, I just needed clarification because I was away for a while and I also had a cold, so I wasn't paying a lot of attention. So,
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's fine.
all right.
Anyone else?
Oh.
Do we still have our participants?
I believe so. We have an Arlene Clark, and we don't have the second individual.
Okay, that's fine. They
Um,
might have been a gardener that came and left.
maybe, or a prospective commissioner, perhaps. I believe that when we had our interviews, people did happen to try and join a meeting.
Okay. Let's go to the next item on the agenda.
Mhm.
Conservation agent action item review. You have anything?
I was supposed to what was it? It was the snow removal letter. Is a good time to talk about that. I sent out the snow removal letter and then DPW sent back a memo in regards to where they're putting the snow, which I believe I reported in last time. The locations haven't changed. However, as they lose capacity in those locations and choose additional locations, I'll keep you abreast of that.
Yeah. Anyone have any thoughts or comments on that?
So I assume that means that they're going to start dumping the new snow on the pile in Gilman Park until they can't anymore.
They're already looking for more spots.
I'm sure they are after 14 new inches.
Yeah.
Did you the thing that you sent me just before the meeting, Malik? Did you send that to all the commissioners?
Yes. So you
Okay,
might
so
have it
everyone.
twice, David.
Okay, that's fine. So everyone should have, as of just like in the last hour, the DPW's response to our letter.
Let's see if I could.
Anything else in terms of action items
Let's
or
see.
or,
I'm
or,
still
or
organizing.
correspondence?
I'm still organizing the website and trying to get things up to date on there. That's going to be a long time. Probably over the next. I'll have that all shipped away before this gardens meeting comes up. Hopefully. Um, it's a slow process to upload things, but I'm organizing everything. Um, and also I was supposed to drop off the last NOI to was it NOI and RDA? It was paperwork. I was supposed to drop off paperwork for signage. It was likely a DOA. Was it? And I was supposed to drop it off to for signage. What was it that we talked about a couple months ago? Is the problem of not having access to the building. So let's see. Um, I need commissioner signage on the last project we reviewed and ship that out. And then also there has been a letter I received for vegetation management from Northern Tree Service, MBTA. They usually come by every year or so. So they gave a rapid transit lines 2025 yearly operation plans, uh, their VMP, vegetation management, herbicide, fact sheet, maps. I could forward that along too, but I didn't get an
Yeah.
electronic copy, so I'll scan it in when I get back to City Hall tomorrow and forward that along, and then also see if
And they usually claim that they're exempt, I believe, right?
they are exempt activity
But they also usually come. They
before us
usually come
every
to a
year.
meeting.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
usually
So
come and then they deal with they come and they deal with an
with our
RGA.
questions. Yeah.
They're,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're supposed to notify us if they're spraying in certain
the
limits
buffers.
of any wetlands, and the only one that they encounter is the Mystic River where the orange line and the commuter rail cross it. And
Mhm.
I think because it's an elevated rail bed, they don't even really spray there, so it sort of becomes a non-issue.
All right. So,
The
yep,
But they still need to, since they go through Somerville and cross wetlands, they need to contact us.
yep. So they sent that letter. Um, yeah, they sent that letter. I got this earlier this month.
okay.
Yep.
So do we think that they need to come before us
I'll give
to
Aaron a call, the
discuss the
individual who
DRA?
is, huh? Oh, yes, I will give him a call and see if he's coming in to us.
Okay.
Or if he's just gonna give us like a letter with a memo or something. Sometimes we just get an inquiry about exempt activity and then we
Yeah,
just
and I
send it
think like
back.
Michael says, if they in their description of their project, they kind of declare they're not going to be spraying pesticides within the buffers, our buffer zone, maybe I don't know if we even have to then have
A hearing or a meeting.
yeah, I'm not sure what it's called. Is it a hearing on a DRA?
Um, it's a meeting on an
Yeah.
RDA. It's a hearing
Yeah,
on an
RDA. Yeah, so I don't know if we, but I think they need to then be clear in their exemption request about the scope of the work they're doing.
Yep. So I'll give Aaron Berberian a call. Um, so the MBTA Vegetation Management Project, um, Vegetation Management Project, that is added to my list. Um, okay.
But did you start out, Malik, saying that is there some other letter that we need to sign or we
Yeah,
signed it and you have to submit it?
we there's something else for you guys to sign. Um, and I'm hard pressed to remember what that
And
is.
I don't remember what it is either. Anyone else
All right.
remember?
Let me go
Did we
back
vote on
through
something? Did we vote on something last month?
let's go back through our agenda here. Okay. So the third we met on the 3rd for what?
You guys had a special meeting for Draw 7 that I was not at, which
Bingo.
may
Oh, that's
be
right.
the
There we
that's right.
go.
That's it. Thank you. So the one person that couldn't go is who remembers what it was about.
Bingo.
Yeah, wait a minute. What are you doing remembering? You weren't there, allegedly.
I'm just trying to help.
Or is it like office talk? I mean,
I
you
still
know.
recuse myself from that project.
It's okay. If we do get
Okay.
who I think we're gonna get as the new commissioner, or one of the two commissioners, you won't be the only one recusing yourself.
Excellent.
Yep. So
I okay. So we didn't sign the
we did not sign the amendment.
the amendment or
Yeah.
modification, whatever it was.
Yep.
Okay. So we need to get that. In fact, we
Yeah.
only have like 3 weeks to sign it or something. Isn't there a 21-day time period?
Usually there is.
Okay.
There definitely is. So I will also let them know that I'm late on that because the week of
Well, when did we meet? February 3rd or something? Is that or the 10th?
yeah, we met the 3rd.
3rd. Okay. So
Good
yeah.
memory.
So today is 20. No, yeah, today is like 21 days.
Today is 21 days. So I will get that through to them. However, last week, starting from the just before Valentine's Day, I was not only ill, but ill and quite contagious. So it would be a bad idea to just drop off documents and just kind of be a germ.
That's all right. I was ill then too.
Oh,
No, so then it would have been no problem. You guys could have like been ill together.
well, then it would spread among the commission as we all just
Well,
kind of,
that's
licked
true.
doorknobs and touched pens and signed names.
Well, I will let you know that my sidewalk and stairs are shoveled. So
Oh, hopefully you have a snowblower because that took a while. All right, let's
Okay.
see.
And this is the DCR one, right?
Yes, this is the DCR one. So
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
that's right. We did both ends of
Because we
the
did the DOT one already.
Yep.
Okay.
And so now it's just moved over
Okay.
to them officially.
Megan, you can take your fingers out of your ears now.
So let's see what else. 224. So yeah, the gardens meeting is next month. Leanne did forward me a bunch of questions, and I need to get that through to DPW. And also next month I do have the materials request sheet that I made into a kind of like a living Excel document. And so now I think whenever gardeners have inquiries, I could just throw them on there on a different tab and just have those banked in the Excel spreadsheet, but then also forward that along to DPW. And then as the cases get solved or completed, I could just keep track of that so that the gardeners know that they're being heard or listed, or any one of them could look at each other's questions and be like, hey, I have that problem too. Just as a way of giving them better attention. Yeah.
And just to go back briefly, do you have the modification ready for the DCR modification? Is that something you can do? Can you get that to Michael's tomorrow or the next
I
day?
could get that to Michael's tomorrow, Thursday, the latest.
Okay, so please let us send out a message when it is there.
Yep.
So that we can go there and sign it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably be cleaning out City Hall attic a little bit tomorrow. So yeah, Thursday definitely. I'll try and do it at
Okay.
early.
And I know and next Friday is a long way from this coming Thursday, but I'm leaving the country for 10 days or 12 days next Friday. So and you need my signature because
I definitely do.
where are you going?
London.
Oh,
Okay.
I hope
London
you have a
in the
good time.
south of Spain.
Ah, I hope you have a good time.
Thank you. Me too.
Hmm.
Because the alternative is bleak.
Okay, so that's good. Yeah, I'll definitely have that by the 26th. EOD. Boom. Okay. Um, what else is there? So there's that. So when OSC actually came to us, I thought that the city sponsored compost giveaway was going to be in multiple locations, not just Glen. So when I initially got correspondence, I was under the impression that it was this large thing. Um, but I'm actually quite glad that's only in one area now, because I was worried about how gardens would be able to manage capacity wise, because some are bigger than others.
Yeah.
And the access of materials is always kind of tricky.
Right. Well, and I think that's also a good reason for them for that discussion to be kind of offline and not
Yep,
as part of our annual meeting.
yep. So that's good. So I'll just edit this agenda and try and get one out to them quickly. Um, so all I need to do is kind of get rid of item A. Um, and then we can go over the other things
Yeah,
as normal.
yeah. And if you have specific questions or specific things that have come into you from gardens or gardeners, you certainly can reach out to me if you want to try and have a more specific agenda.
Yep. But if you look at the agenda, these items here aren't too bad, right? They're general enough to where we can have a discussion, but these are the things we've generally touched on as issues. Their
Yeah.
materials.
Yeah,
Um,
one thing that Cindy mentioned last month that you don't explicitly talk about here, but you was people's wanting her number one item was wanting more notice about stuff. So you might
mhm.
want to, I mean, I know that's not really in our control, but you might want to
Yeah,
throw that
it
throw that on to one of those items,
yeah, it's
notification.
it is true. So I try to give myself a little bit of time because it's hard to revise agenda. It's a lot harder to revise an agenda now.
Yeah,
Um, given yeah, but agenda is usually posted 48 hours in advance of a meeting, and that's hardly any notice for anything big. So
right.
I usually try and give a week or so for certain things. But with this and gardeners, even though the meeting is every year in February, it's once a year. So who's really gonna um, remember that exact date? Um,
I
so
didn't.
yeah, I'm gonna be working on it.
Okay.
Yep.
If there's no other item, any other incoming kind of switching of, oh, actually you want to, yeah, let's just go right to item four. Any other correspondence or
All right.
notification?
So yes. So in terms of snow removal, I did talk to Alicia Galen um today about just a reminder of snow removal um
Can you remind me who she
guidelines.
is?
Oh, she's the circuit rider for the DEP.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So yeah, so she talked to Somerville Emergency Department about like the emergency management department about snow removal in or near resource areas. So they just asked questions about that as part of a worst case scenario thing. So I spoke to Eric about it, and he said they're looking for more locations, but they're not at that area or in that situation, whereas they need to do anything in or near resource areas.
Okay. Have they given you a sense of how aggressively they are going to be moving snow and needing to stockpile it somewhere?
Um,
Versus and where it is?
It scared me initially when I found out those conversations were being had, to be 100% honest, but um I was told there's nothing to worry about, and I'd be the first one they call when there
Okay.
is something to worry about. So, yeah, so that's pretty good.
All right. All right. Well, I mean, I think on balance, I think this is positive. They acknowledged our letter. They're talking to DEP. They're telling us they're going to talk to us. So I don't know that we can ask for any more
Yeah,
than
it's
these open lines of communication at this point.
yeah. So I was relieved too.
Yeah.
Um, so that's good. And the snow removal letter probably got the best response it's ever gotten since I've been here. Because I
Mhm.
don't think we've ever gotten a response before, to be honest.
No, although we haven't sent it that many years. We've talked about it more years than we've sent it.
Um, yeah, we missed the COVID years. I think it was mostly,
Right.
but like there was what 2017, 18, 19 we sent it. Um, then we definitely sent one in 23. And either 24 or 25 it was sent.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All
yep.
right.
So there's
Any other correspondence?
let's see. Um, hmm. Oh, just Leanne um inquiring about the garden's water turn on and some issues with garbage cans and sheds and general maintenance. I didn't forward it along as yet because DPW is a little inundated and I want to kind of stockpile all the information together and give it to DPW at once. That's why I thought about the sheet. And then I just kind of list off things instead of it just getting lost in the ether during a
Yeah.
snowstorm.
No, I think that's fine. I think those are all things that we should discuss next month
Mhm.
and put on a list of, what the gardeners and us agree we should communicate to DPW.
Yeah, and how.
Yeah.
So
And
the
when.
mat- yeah, how and when, yeah, because when matters.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
And then I believe the sheet helped.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, so if you want to just tell, thank her for these suggestions and tell her we'll talk
mhm.
about it at the meeting next month. I think
Yep.
that's fine.
Yeah. I believe the intention was to forward this along and then to get answers. But that's not even a
No,
plausible idea right now.
well, I mean,
Um,
Cindy has it, right? I mean, she has the same. I mean, so to the extent that we can answer any of these questions, I mean, I
mhm.
haven't seen the list, but to the extent that we can answer them next month during the meeting, that's fine. To the extent that it is more of a higher level, how do we run the program with DPW, then I think it'll end up on a list of things that we'd have to, you know,
Figure out
figure
eventually.
out. Exactly. Yeah. So I think they're, so both, both both categories of issues are fine. So to the extent that we can have answers, that's, we should.
All right. So that's that. And then also, in terms of the time frame, I believe we gave the gardeners a set time frame for every single year, give or take. It would be before this and after this. But for some
Yeah.
reason, I don't remember the time frame, and they were never pleased with said time frame. But as we're covered in ice and
Yeah.
snow, I
Well,
think it'll be
yeah. Well, my recollection is they are never happy on how late the water comes on.
yeah.
So I think that's consistent. And you know, and the fact is the city doesn't generally turn the water on until like Memorial Day. I mean, that
Yeah.
seems to be, you know, I mean, we can and should continue to raise that as an issue, but I don't know that we're going to get any traction on it.
Yep, that works. So, that's definitely something I will have a clearer answer on next
Yeah.
week. Let's see. Looking through this folder here, commission. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Alicia did give me a slideshow with their snow disposal information. Um, because I'm part of the Agents Corner information meetings when I'm able
Is-
to meet them.
Yeah, that's something you can forward
Share?
to us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that
you
is a
make
good
sure it's not
question.
internal. But if it's not
Yeah,
internal, that would be. I mean, I'd certainly like to see it, and my colleagues can look at it or not at their whim.
yep. Oh, so yeah, if I could share with DPW, I could share with you. So I'm gonna forward that right along.
Okay.
Um, this is mostly dealing about other habitat situations, but yeah, I'll forward that along to the commission. And then
We have rat
FY,
habitat we have to protect.
of course. Gee. That is not how it goes, Alicia. Oh, no, I'm not sending it to Alicia. I'm sending it to the commission. Okay, so okay, turn. I don't know why they don't have the BCCs just on there. Uh, um,
Any other correspondence?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh, let's see. DP. Oh, no. Besides the fact that it's likely too late to do the whole um conference. So we might want to shoot for the fall conference this year instead of this conference.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, so yeah, we talked about this. I forget when. I think we talked about this at our special. So um, and the question was when is the conference?
The conference is in 4 days.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have to look into the MECC fall conference, and I also have to take a better look
It
at
is,
that.
but it is all remote too, right? I think it's all online as well.
No, the spring one's only in person, and the fall one
Oh,
I
it
think
was?
was in person this year too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they completely moved it. It's no longer hybrid?
They might be offering one hybrid option, but everything's pretty much in person nowadays, which is unfortunate because it was nice when it was hybrid.
So I mean, I guess I think I will still open it. I think it's probable that if someone really wanted to go, we could probably still do it. So I'll open it to commission. Whether anyone really wants us to try and scramble and line it up for this. So it's this Saturday, I guess.
Yep.
At
I think
Holy Cross.
registration closes tomorrow or Thursday.
So it'll be tight.
Mhm.
So someone would have to say right now they want to do it. I'm fine. I did it last spring. I'm fine not doing it. I don't know if
It
anyone
would have been
else.
great if we had 2 new commissioners by now.
Right. Okay. But unless someone raises their hand and says, yes, I'd like to get there this year. I think we'll look for the fall one and prioritize, the new commissioners that we hopefully will have on
Yeah,
board by
I
then.
think that would be a really good idea. I could talk to someone from the commission. That doesn't actually to find out in
Okay.
advance when the fall conference is, so that we could get the.
Megan, are you speaking? Or are you going?
I am attending. I'm not speaking.
Newt, are you speaking?
No, I'm not. I'm not going or speaking.
I'll be at a table for Weston and Sampson if anyone wants to stop by and say hi.
I think I may have gotten a bottle opener from you guys last year.
We've got some good swag this year.
I think it's usually a calendar. I get.
Did we miss this time for signing up? I mean, I would go if there's an open slot. I'm available this weekend.
I could make an inquiry with Ronnie. So let me see. So you've never.
Because I think it's mostly getting the registration in. My recollection from last year is irrespective of when they wanted the money, They didn't get it for months after they wanted it anyway. So I'm
Yeah,
not that
so
concerned about that part.
It
And
says
yeah, I'm gonna
registrations close at 12 p.m. on Thursday, the
all
26th.
right.
okay. Yeah.
12
So
p.m.
so
So that's
if you
noon.
want to go, I
Yeah.
think, and Malik, if you can make it happen, I think it
All
would be
right.
great.
I could scramble. Hopefully Ronnie's there tomorrow. I'll lower, but that works.
All right.
Actually
Yeah,
works
just
out.
let me know. You can email me
Yeah, I
anytime.
mean, and you guys can just coordinate directly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That reminds me, Newt, you sent language for this
The conditions.
for the
Yeah.
conditions, and
He did.
Malik,
I
you
have
have
the
that?
email. Yep.
Okay, so make sure you kind of tie
Incorporate
that in,
those.
right? Because this is all slowly coming back to me.
There's a song in there somewhere.
Yeah, a sad song.
Let's see. What else? That should be it for incoming correspondence, letters and notifications. Um,
Okay, I'm going to go to number 5, which is resident comments. We have one resident, so I don't know,
in
Arlene,
theory.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, but if you're here for a reason and you'd like to speak, you're welcome to unmute and say hi, or you can, or not. I'm going to take that as a no. Let's go back to item 3, the Conservation Commission vacancy.
All right. So we have two people we put forward um to the we had interviews, a second round of interviews on Wednesday. Altogether, we had six people apply. 4 interviews
Nice.
first day, 2 interviews the next. It was the hardest it ever was to recruit for the Conservation Commission.
That's
Usually it'd
6
be
people.
6 to 7 people. Yeah. So we got 6 people like right before the post closed. Um, and so that was a relief.
Okay.
Um,
So 2 have been recommended to fill 2 spots. Is that correct?
four four names are being put forward to fill 2 spots
Okay.
because that's how it had to go. Um,
What do you mean
and then
put forward? Sending them to the committee on nominations or what?
it goes before the mayor
Oh, the mayor
first.
hasn't made his choice yet.
Yeah, the mayor will need to make his choice, and then it goes for the C of APM. It's the confirmation of appointments and personnel matters meeting. You may remember that as the meeting in which you will all need to go to in order to be reappointed. But boards and commissions are currently under review, so they're prioritizing seeing how things are structured before they do that. And then, hopefully these appointments will race along. I will send more correspondence after I hear back from Kristen how things are going, and see if they need a memo nudge, because we definitely need to be full for once. But it looks promising. We have 2 really good commissioners. If
Actually,
it's
full is what? Full is 7?
full of 7.
And
When's the
we
last time you
have
saw that number?
never.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say never, but it
Michael?
feels like it.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to think about that.
I believe we were full when oh, well, I don't think we've ever really filled Christina's spot. Huh. Yeah, we haven't been full in years.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Can you talk to the mayor and tell him to like hurry it along?
He's been really quick with things. So I I'm actually quite pleased at how fast these interviews have been going. So I'll talk to Kristen tomorrow. So there was supposed to be an AAC memo going out to the mayor to put forward 4 people. Um, and I didn't hear anything back. So I'll ask Kristen Hill about it tomorrow and see when other things are scheduled because when they're appointed initially, I'm supposed to be at the CFA PM meeting also. All right. And then I'll also ask about your reappointments also, but getting a full roster is probably the most important thing. So
Yeah.
that's going to be great. So I guess to get it on record, it would be I'm supposed to contact MBTA about the vegetation management project and a
Yeah.
potential RDA. I am supposed to get the Draw 7 amendment paperwork over to Vager's house for signage before the end of day on Thursday. The latest. Um, I am supposed to look into the MACC Fall Conference for the new commissioners. I am supposed to try and get Newton a slot at this MACC conference for Saturday. And I am also supposed to get in contact with Kristen Hill about the mayor's appointments for the new commissioner.
Sounds good.
Yep, that's pretty good. And then also, I am supposed to send, at my earliest convenience, correspondence to the community gardeners about the next meeting. So I need to set up the Zoom meeting
Yeah.
in advance.
And then the last thing is definitely keep us in the loop if there's any additional communication from DPW regarding snow removal.
Yep.
Because I'm not sure in the event that they do need, want our authority to dispose in our resource area. Do
Oh,
we need to meet we need to meet to approve that, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it would be most
So
certainly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the more we know about the likelihood of that occurring, the better.
Yep. So yeah, I'll definitely be in contact.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it would be an emergency certification. We've only done one of those before.
Mhm.
So it'll be one of those. I
Does the full commission need to meet to provide that?
Good question. Um, I don't really even remember how that works.
Okay, I have to go back and I'll go back and look at the
Mhm.
DEP guidance.
All right. And
I would assume, I mean, I'd like to think the full commission needs to do that, but if it's on like this emergency basis and they're driving, dump trucks around, I'm
mhm.
not sure that they can wait 2 weeks to, for us to be able to find a date we can meet.
Yeah, I highly doubt it would be that sort of situation. Otherwise, it would kind of take the emergency out of the emergency. I
Yeah,
think
right,
it's just
exactly.
like
That's why I'm wondering
it,
what
it
DEP
might be
envisions for that process.
it might be agent and chair, but yeah. So it might be agent and chair. I'll look into it too.
Okay.
It's a slim chance that's going to happen, but if it does happen, I want to be prepared and handle that with some semblance of competency.
Yeah,
So there's that.
it's interesting because for all the snow we got, the streets don't look as bad
Terrible.
as I would think they would look. Now that
Actually,
said, I'm not looking at the municipal or the school parking lots trying to figure out, what do they need to do to have school tomorrow or whenever it is they want to have school again.
mhm. Yeah, everything's gonna be open tomorrow. So the snow emergency's over.
Yeah.
Um, please move everything in the next 24 hours in terms of making sure your parking decal is visible. Otherwise, they'll
Yeah.
ticket you. And then also just clear your car of snow entirely, they said too.
For the record, I love having these snowy winters. That's
It's wildly inconvenient because I'm trying to get my project started. And you can't really work on trees if you can't see the soil
Oh,
or
yeah.
the
Well,
there.
that's true. It's not a good tree thing, but
Yep.
it makes me feel like I'm living in New England again.
But Malik, it's winter. You can't work on trees in winter.
You could the past few winters.
I know, but those are weird.
Yeah, that's my point. It feels like we're in New England again.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Yep.
Do anyone have any new items or things they want to just bring up just for the heck of it? Hearing none, I am kind of assuming we don't have any minutes to approve.
No, I'm still sorting through a lot of documents. I'm putting together a sheet as well that has all of the meeting Zoom links on it. I guess I could share this 1 second. Uh, all right, just go Excel, and then I'll figure it out from there.
Do you have anything that you want to share about what it is you're trying to do or our approach for trying to get on top of
Well, I'm trying to get everything just in one spot so I could just have it on the Concom drive or just have it attached to the meeting invite or so that you could just have access to or someone could click on it and have access to every single meeting. So let me see.
And will that suffice as
Oh,
fulfilling the open meeting requirements?
no, I would definitely need the minutes to be up to date also. However, for people that just inquire, want to see meetings, like I just want to have everything in one spot so it could be easy to disseminate information. So I've been working on this here. So if you look at oh, I probably should share my screen first. All right, share participant shares at a time. Share. Come on, you could do it. Okay. Boom. And share. So if you look at the sheet, 2026, I'll add the January and February meetings, but here I have every single link that we've been having since Zoom. And then the grayed out areas are the meetings in which we didn't meet, mostly due to lack of quorum. And so it goes back all the way until Zoom, and then I'll add the other ones just straight to the website. So I want that.
So this would something that looks kind of like this would be available on the website or
yeah, I want this to be at least first readily to you guys, and then I want to be able to link it either to the minutes or something in some way. If a link could take you to this sheet, that would be amazing. Or if a link could take someone to the sheet and they could go by and go through all the meetings. Of course, I need to clean this up because this link is grossly long. And then the dates need to be fleshed out more here in terms of the meeting times.
what date it actually occurred.
Yeah, so like I have those here and I'm still working through these. And then as the year goes on, I'll fill out.
Yeah.
And then
does having a link to the recording of the meeting satisfy?
It does not.
It does not. So you still need to have some sort of written minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to need the written minutes, and then like I'm gonna do another tab for documentation. So the NOIs, just general correspondence, letters,
the documents, the pertinent documents.
Yep, the snow removal letter. So once I get all that flushed out and pretty, I could just put it, everything goes online in a different way. But if it's just linked to the agendas when it goes out, so someone could look at the past minutes or done in such a way that it's not overloading one document, I would I would like to just get that done.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So I know that because I know I've talked to Roberta. I know that she's been working with you on
yeah, I'm
her,
gonna
on her
float this
process.
also by her because
Yeah.
she's very organized with it. One used to be very organized pre-COVID with it too, but also they were 9-page documents that were taking a week to kind of churn out.
Right. I know, and no,
So,
so I think we
but
all agree that
now
they
that
could
we're
be they could be way more streamlined, but we
yeah,
ought to be doing something
yeah,
more than we're doing.
yeah, but now that we're in the future, there's a lot more that could also be organized and done in one given file like this. Like you can have links to documents in one
Yeah.
place. So I need to figure out how to do that without um
Okay.
yeah. So everything's nicely in one spot, especially for you guys, but especially for the public, because one point of feedback that people do have is just like we're not advertised um readily. So of course, like we don't have a lot of people coming to our meetings until it's something big or controversial like Doughboy, but now more than ever, I think it's important for everything to be readily accessible, especially as we come into projects like the MROS and everything. So
Mhm.
people have a spot to look over and peruse these topics. And then, of course, I need to figure out what to do with the garden subcommittee, whether I flush that out in its own little tab or. Um,
So actually, those were not a quorum, so they weren't a public
yeah,
meeting,
yep.
right?
Yes, they were in a quorum, so there's no regulations for that. But
Yeah.
just having the meeting somewhere,
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
interested in
But
that
but I
too.
would definitely but I would definitely make that a lower priority than the statutory requirements.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's kind of like part of a book, and it was like little sub chapters. But yeah,
Yeah.
we did solve
Yeah, no,
major.
I don't disagree that there should be some transparency
Yeah,
about your availability to figure out what did the subcommittee do. But I
yeah,
do think that they could be I would
yeah,
defer to the lawyers on our commission about our responsibility there.
yeah. So yeah, just getting everything nice and pretty and up
Okay.
to date, and then we'll go over the website as a whole. So I think we need to go over the website this year.
Well,
Probably.
it'd be nice to at least update the members of the commission, which is woefully out of date.
Yep. So, and members. So as soon as these guys are confirmed and on the commission, I want to be able to have all that stuff on there.
Yeah, because right
So,
now we don't have room for them.
yeah. So I'm looking at May to kind of just roll out like
Okay.
a complete version of the website and just have everything we need on there. Um, so that would be good. The latest, of course.
Right. The other thing I realized that's not on the agenda, but I'm going to add it, I guess, under I don't know new items is the Community Preservation Committee.
Oh, CPC.
Yeah, CPC is not on there. We did meet last month, and we're meeting again tomorrow to provide a very brief update. The major the major thing we talked about last month was that um, was that the city had hired a consultant to advise us on a framework for providing grants to private members of the community. And because we've gotten 2 or 3 applications, and we've really been kind of trying to grapple with how do we balance wanting to preserve the historic elements of these private residents with the limited public access or public benefit that might be associated with them. And also, how do we manage, I don't know, how do you put it? The their them profiting off having received a grant. So for example, if we gave them, a whole bunch of money and they did some big improvement in the property, and then they sell the property and they get a whole lot more money because of these improvements that we funded, oughtn't we get, some of the, they shouldn't just, be the beneficiary of having, been able to do this work, on the public dime. So the consultant came in and gave a preliminary report at the meeting last year, about their ideas and what other communities do, in those situations. I'm not inclined to try and summarize your discussion now, but I just want to let you guys know that that's one of the items that was discussed. The other two things is we've been kind of working our way through this year's funding cycle and doing, because that took up a lot of the meeting. We didn't go through that many projects last month, but the two that we did award was for an application to make improvements to the Veterans Memorial Cemetery, and which in both the memorials and the fencing, which I guess is historical. And then the other thing was Buddy's Diner, which came before us, looking for relief, and actually that Buddy's Diner has gotten some press, and the CPC appropriately got some credit for.
The Globe said you guys gave him $500,000.
$500,000? No,
500,000, I think is what it said.
No, we didn't give him 500,000. I think we gave him $74,000.
Oh, okay.
They may have gotten funding like other. I think they said they need $500,000. I'm not sure. I forget. I did see an article. I didn't see it in the Globe. I saw it in the Patch. But
yeah, it was in the Globe day.
Maybe the Patch was the Globe article. I don't remember.
I've lost track of which day since we've missed a day or two
Yeah.
because of the storm,
Yeah.
but it was just this week.
But their situation was interesting and troubling to me, because they claimed that they closed 2 years ago because when Eversource was doing some work in the street, their old clay sewer pipes collapsed and their basement got flooded with sewage. And Eversource wouldn't give them the time of day. And the woman who owns it didn't have the resource. Well, she sued them, but she didn't have the resources to hire an attorney, so she represented herself, and the suit got dismissed. So she was really between a rock and a hard place. And so that one I thought also was interesting, because I thought I loved the idea of us helping Buddies reopen, because I feel like that's a really good application of this money. On the other hand, it troubled me that we were having to expend public resources when there was a potentially responsible party that should have been fixing it. So that was but I still think it was a good outcome, for her to get some of our money. And it wasn't, and unlike Michael, it wasn't a huge amount of money. We weren't talking big money. Now the problem is her getting our money isn't the whole fix. I mean, that kind of helps her, but she's got a bunch of other ducks she's got to line up before she's going to be able to reopen.
Were there any conditions placed on said money?
Well, I don't yeah, the short answer is probably there were. The one thing that I was kind of that I was advocating for, which maybe what I said was a teaser for it, is if she ended up finding a responsible party or sued someone and they ended up kind of paying for it, I kind of thought she should give us that money back, that we paid for it. But I wasn't going to like throw myself on a sword over that. But my hope was that there'd be some sort of a limited clawback in the event that some other responsible party came in and paid for that work that we were paying for. But the fact is, I don't think she really has the resources to pursue it any further than she pursued it. But it is, but going back to your comment, Malik, it is kind of an extension of the other conversation, which is, when you're giving money to although they're different. I mean, they're different from giving it to like a homeowner, like, the Adams Morgan House or something, which is also applied for money, which is really just a private residence, but it's, the oldest house in Somerville, So those are the trickier ones from the historic preservation side.
Where is that house?
Do
you recall?
Highland Ave? I think I want to say it might be Broadway. It's on either Broadway or Highland Ave.
It's not the one on Sycamore Street that George Washington slept in?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, because I know I've gone by it, and it was either on, and I just don't remember if it was on Highland or Broadway.
Okay.
Right. Anyone else have anything else? I will entertain then a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
I have a second.
I'll second.
All right. I think we can just raise our hands if we concur. And are happy to. I think everyone except for Susan. So Susan, yes. All right. Well, thank you all very much.
All right.
And
so next month, gardens, and 2 months.
In 2 months. What is
Discharge
it?
plan.
You always say the acronym, Malik, and I never remember.
Oh, it's MROS. The
MROS.
Mystic River Outfall Sewer Separation.
MROS. All right.
All right.
So yeah, so we have 2 months to get ready for that. That should be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Have a good evening. Thank you all.
Thank you. Yep. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
You have anything else, Malik, or are we done?
No, I think we're done.
All right.
All right.
Okay. I
Thank
thought
you
that
so
was
much.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
no,
pretty good.
Yeah. All right. I will. Yeah. Let me know. So let us know when we have paperwork to sign. But also, if you have anything at all, you can always reach me.
All right, done deal. Same here.
All
I'll
right.
call.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, later.
Okay.
You have a good night.
You too.